I'm Arabella, a pre-med Indigenous student who took Native SOAR because I was struggling to find Indigenous community here on campus. In Native SOAR, we as Native American students came together in one space where we could gather information, help each other, support each other, and in doing so, we equipped ourselves with knowledge to share with other mentees who dream of going to college as well. I expected my time in Native SOAR to be very impactful for the mentees, but what I wasn't prepared for was how impactful and informational it was going to be for us as the mentors. We discovered we have way more to offer with each other and with the world than we ever thought. We had the privilege of reading academic literature by Indigenous scholars whose work was inextricably linked to our current experience as Native American students, specifically students attending PWIs, which stands for Predominantly White Institutions. In the book Beyond the Asterisk by Drs. Heather Schotten, Shelley Lowe, and Stephanie J. Waterman, we became aware of the issue in literature reporting about Native American outcomes without our perspective and without the historical context to explain them. Ever since discussing it as a class and as a group with the authors, I can't unsee the culmination of actions that led to the deficits and constant existential struggles we now face in education. To this day, we are likely the only Indigenous student in every classroom that we walk into. To this day, people don't know that some of us don't like being called Indians. To this day, it's hard to find people that understand our experience and sympathize with us unless we are in spaces specifically provided for that. Spaces like NASA and Native SOAR. To this day, our spaces are always threatened and they are constantly having to be fought for. To this day, programs that were built to uplift us in our educational journey are being threatened. Our wellness and student outcomes are always seen as optional. We are the outliers. We are statistically insignificant because our numbers are so low, which was a main theme in the book that we read. To be Indigenous in education is to always get the short end of the stick. Your statistically insignificant struggle is but a blip to a big institution. In Native SOAR, our experiences were validated as normal and as a reflection of not only us, of our families that came before us, but of our circumstances that have affected our educational attainment today. In a different reading by Amanda Ticini, we learned how our shared experiences, collective knowledge, community, mentorship, and tribal aid can become our tools through which we find the strength and the resources to persevere in higher education, despite our constant existential struggle. We use these weapons we have forged together to fight against the systemic neglect of our people and to not be left behind by force. Systemic neglect is one of those monsters interfering with our success in education today, and it has been allowed to spiral into a deep-rooted mess with far-reaching consequences due to historic abuse, prejudice, and negative attitudes against us. Attitudes that are widely ingrained still in the collective American psyche today. Ticini informs us that one of the most effective of these monsters is the high cost to attend college. For us, it's not only a high economic cost, but also a high cultural cost due to the lack of resources therefore, as well as feeling unable to express who we are in places where we are not understood. In reflecting and pondering about these articles with each other as peers, we began to see how they truly did mirror and reflect our lives. And we got to learn more about the system that we've been funneled through and understanding of our situations today. This reflection is something that's completely missing in non-Indigenous-led research. Throughout my time in Native SOAR, I came to realize how much still needs to be done for our communities and how much more research there is to be done as well. We discovered that we're much more knowledgeable to each other than we had ever thought. Our working experience as to how we have gotten through college is invaluable information to those that are coming after us. This class taught us not to wonder if our voices are important, but to know that our perspective is severely underrepresented and underrated in these educational spaces. We got to learn from those who came before us how they managed to get through college and be successful, how the path was never always linear. I learned how important it is to inject our voices and our hands into work that has never had our input before, because it heals our people by making space for consideration where consideration never existed before. I learned that I want to grow my skills as a mentor and as a Native American researcher so that I can provide better reflection and better perspective for those coming after me. I discovered that I can be helpful to my community and my community can equally help me. I discovered how important it was to me as a person and also as a student to be a good mentor in order to break generational cycles and to help each other have a smoother ease and transition into education or whatever we do. Thank you for watching and taking time to hear about our experiences in Native SOAR.